Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Danny Carmona. Today we're going to go over the, the qualities of leaders, and this is for the world-class leaders collaboration organization that I made with a couple of my friends who are leaders in their own field. And unfortunately, they can't make it right now, but they will be around for the next webinars and conference calls, and we'll post everything up. And just want to thank you guys for being here. And hold on a second, guys. Just let me. And you know, it takes a lot of courage to come by, because not everybody thinks themselves as leaders, and some of them are a little bit they don't want to say they are. When if you're thinking about it, then you probably are. And I want to thank you guys for showing up, because it takes a lot of courage to know that you want to improve your lifestyle. Not only lifestyle, but leadership is a lifestyle. But I'm saying it takes a lot to know that you want to improve your community, your company, your business, and or your group of people, group of friends. You know, maybe you're in a team, or maybe you just have a couple of friends. You know, that just there's always a leader in a group of friends. And you know, this stuff is just good for life. When you have a kid, you got to be a leader. When every day you walk out the door, you're your own leader, and depending on your own decisions, how you manage yourself and how you lead yourself, you will make um, the right choices that you want. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about this and some qualities that I've found, and I want to talk to you about them because these are very, very organized qualities. And one of the first ones is proactive. And every leader, every exceptional leader is always thinking 3 steps ahead. They're always thinking 3 steps ahead. Um, they really are. And it takes a lot, because you want to master your environment. You want to master your environment. And you just always want to know what it's like playing chess. You want to know what problems are ahead, so you can stop the problems before they start. You really do, because even with the right organization, you could still face problems, and boom, messes you up, messes your track up, and then all of a sudden everything's like chaotic. But that's why you gotta handle yourself well, and be proactive always, on the run, and on your mind should be stimulated with what's next, 3 steps ahead. You want to be flexible and adaptable. So you gotta ask yourself, how do you handle yourself when you're in a new situation, when you're in an uncomfortable situation? Do you handle yourself well? Do you adapt and start acting like you regularly do? Make friends and get the plan going? Or do you just quiet down and shy away, and you don't want to talk to anybody, and because you don't know anybody, and you just don't adapt, and in the ecosystem, if you don't adapt, you die. In this case, your company will die. So as a leader, you want to be adaptive. You want to be flexible with people. You know, sometimes people can't make it to certain things. That's okay. They're busy. I mean, you got to understand that and adapt to what's going on at the right moment, at this moment, and then continue moving on with the next step. You're a good communicator. Every leader is a good communicator. They're always able to express their ideas and their thoughts and their feelings in a way that, people can understand you. And you need to listen a lot, because communication is a lot about listening. It's not so much about you talking, but more about listening and then responding. like you really need to listen to others and the desires of others, and ask them questions on why their desires are so, and look at other options, and then lead them in the right direction when you talk to people, because that's really the right communication that people want. Because people sometimes just want to be heard and given the advice that they want to hear. So if you listen to them and really acknowledge and try to understand where they're coming from, and give them options, and then lead them in the right direction, they'll love you for that, because they'll come back to you next time they have a problem. And people always respect people like that. That which leads to my next one: respectful. Leaders always treat others with respect, and then because they treat others with respect, they ultimately earn their own respect. Um, I don't know if I should elaborate on respect too much, because I'm sure should know what respect is about. Like, if you don't, let me just elaborate some more. When somebody asks you, respect somebody's position, whether they're an employee, whether they're a boss, whether they're a leader, whether they're a housewife, whether they're whatever it is, try to look at who they are and attribute the qualities to that person, but don't put them down. Like, I always have high regards for people, and put them at a high pedestal, because people are people and they want to be respected. Just be respected, be respectful, and be respected. And they have quiet confidence. They're always sure of themselves, but they're really humble. At the end of the day, they're always really humble. Like, their ideas are very firm. They come from a great place, but they're very humble. And you want to be enthusiastic. You want to be you just want to be like that. Like, you just want, like, because excitement is contagious. When a leader is motivated and excited about the cause that he's trying to lead the people into, that people are more inclined to follow. So when you try to explain your reason, the cause, right? Be excited. That stuff is contagious, man. Just be excited. When Steve Jobs used to do presentations, he always used words like amazing, incredible, outstanding, um, like big words that blow people's minds, right? He was considered one of the greatest presenters because he used words like that, because he inspired people and brought excitement into presentations that nobody really does or did nowadays even. So you want to be open-minded as well. You want to see all the options. You want to consider all the options when making decisions. Because a strong leader will evaluate the input from all the parties who are actually in the mastermind or the group, for the betterment of the goal of the whole. Now, listen to what I just said. They consider all options from all parties who are in the group, who are interested in the group. People who are outside and have opinions, they might not know what's going on. So really, their opinions can only count so much. You know what I mean? And leaders are just resourceful. They use what they have at the moment. They really do. And sometimes certain people want to wait to have certain things, to do certain things. Leaders know that they have to move forward no matter what, because action is the key to everything. So they're just going to use their resources, whatever they have, whatever they could use at the moment, and move forward with it, even if it's not the best technology or the best machinery or the best so forth. They still move forward until they get that stuff. And guess what? When they get that stuff, it makes it a lot more easier, because they already went through it without it. And that stuff is rewarding, like being able to accomplish a task without any without any other great things that people have. Some companies have like some big companies have everything set up, like the whole how do you say this? Some companies have everything in the sense of technology, employees, knowledge, location, money, and then they still fail compared to some small businesses that rise up to the top because they had just passion and they knew that they had to move forward with their own resources. And you hear about this a lot. And one example could be, trying to think of one right now. I'm gonna find one for you guys, but you hear about this a lot. A lot of small businesses, small companies rising to the top, taking over a lot of the bigger companies, and the bigger companies want to just eat them out or buy them out. And you hear about this all the time. Give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, a good leader is rewarding to their people. They see things that other people don't see, and they reward others for what they see. If it's a great accomplishment, they let them know you did a great job. That was a wonderful job, John. Hey, Tori, you did a great job today. And um, great leaders are like that. And most people don't maybe think this way, but don't have the time to go forward with it and say stuff like that. Because I don't know, maybe I really don't understand that. But if you're a leader, you want to give appreciation, you want to give praise, you want to be a praise seeker. You want to go search for people who are doing the right things and just praise, because that stuff comes back to you. And then if you do this, people will follow you. They're well educated, very well educated. Right here it says knowledge is power. Work well to be educated on community policies, procedures, organizational norms, etc. Further, your knowledge of issues and information will only increase your success in leading others. So you want to know everything about your organization. You want to know what makes it run, what makes it work, and why people are working it. Knowledge is power, but always know that proactive knowledge is power, meaning that if you're applying the application of knowledge is power. So if you just know how the business runs and why they run it, I mean, that's cool, but you might as well be an employee because you're not applying it to the system. Leaders apply it to the system. Apply it to the system, guys. And this will increase your success. This is obvious. Just you should know your craft. You should know what you're doing, where you are, because the guy right next to you is. And if you're trying to be on the same boat, or if you want to stick around the company, you should learn your own stuff. So, and be open to change. Like I said, a leader will take into account all points of views and will be willing to change a policy, program, cultural tradition that is outdated or no longer beneficial to the group as a whole. So if something's been happening for the past 10 years in the company, I keep saying company, but this could be organization, this could be a team, this could be, like I said, a family. Leaders are everywhere, okay? But as soon as something's not right, like a policy or a certain program within the system, they're wiping it out. If it's not working for the team, you're wiping it out because ultimately it's going to lead to a burden, a failure that you don't want or need. There's already a lot of stuff going on. If something's not working, take it out of the way. Um, Yeah, just take it out of the way because it's no longer beneficial. In life, you may have like they, in school, they always update their books every so years, sometimes every year, because there's new information that's being developed. The old information was outdated. There's a new phone for every company nowadays. Every year, every 6 months, there's a new software for a certain company every 6 days. I mean, every 6 months to a year. And the same goes for program systems within your group, the way you handle your people, the way you handle business, the way you're managing your money. All these maneuvers should be looked into and changed as you go on. Yeah, and great leaders are always asking for input. They're not afraid or ashamed to tell people that not tell people to ask people that how is their leadership skills, and they're willing to take all the answers into account, no matter how good or how bad it is. They're always asking people, how do you think my leadership skill set is? From 1 to 10, how do you feel that I'm communicative? How do you feel about my vision? How do you feel about my evaluation? They're always asking people, and they always want the feedback so they can improve themselves. That's the only way to improve. You could read all day, but unless you ask your people how you're doing with them, and you really get their answers, you don't really know exactly to the T what is going on within your group and how they feel about you. hmm These are important questions that every leader needs to ask. Like right here, it says view feedback as a gift to improve, and yeah, it's a gift, not a curse. So guys, you want to be organized as well. You really want to be organized. You want to be prepared for your meetings. You want to be prepared for your presentations and your events. You want to be confident that the people around you are prepared just as much as you are, if not more. And it's your responsibility to get them there. So stay organized. You know, when I was in school and we had group projects, I remember we used to meet up at the library because we all wanted to be on the same boat. We met up at the library, I believe, twice or three times that week because we had about a week to do a project or something, and we would just meet up and we would go over everything we had to do. We'd go over the presentation, how it was going to go down. So when we presented, it went well, very well, because we understood that whoever's not making it to the library to talk about the presentation that's coming up and organize it and who's going to talk about what, we know that it's going to bring a hole or a gap into our project presentation. We didn't want that, so we just came prepared. We understood this skill, this leadership skill early on. I see a lot of these skills you all know already. You really do. But what you're not doing is applying it. What you're not doing is doing it. So sometimes there has to be a certain person around to let you guys know what it is that you guys should be applying. And whether or not you're a leader or a follower, you should always do, learn, do, and teach. Whether or not you're a leader or a follower. Some leaders are just better at teaching and learning and doing and they actually teach, but and some followers aren't so good. But no matter what, you want to learn your craft. You want to do it and apply it and get very good at it. And you want to teach it to others. Just because. Nothing in return. Just teach it to them. Because that's how you become better and you master your craft. That's how you become successful. Every successful person, if you notice, they do that. They learn, they do, and they teach. And every successful leader, for sure, for surely, Yeah, they do that too. And you want to be consistent. You want to be very, very consistent. It says right here, confidence and respect cannot be attained without your leadership being consistent. People must have confidence that their opinions and thoughts will be heard and taken into consideration. You always want to be ready for when people come up to you, they talk to you, they bring up their problems, they bring up their ideas. You want to be ready to add value to those ideas, and if they're good ideas, you want to be able to flourish them. It's your responsibility. That's actually why they come to you, because they ask you for advice, ask you questions, and it's your responsibility, if you want to keep your position, to uplift that idea, to help that idea take off. And you want to be consistent with that. You also want to be consistent in the way you treat people, consistent in the way you manage your business, consistent in the way of your marketing and the graphs. You really want to stay consistent on all that. And not only consistent, but you want to, if you find a hole in your system, you want to fix it. So it becomes consistent, just like it always was. And if not consistent, even better. And leaders are delegators, okay? An exceptional leader, they know that they cannot accomplish everything on their own. They can't. So what they do is they see everything. They notice what people are good at. And a great leader is able to basically lead people in the right direction that they're most fit for. So if one person, say we're in a company, if one person is good at marketing, and he's very good at marketing, and you're about to hire some employees, you say, hey, I want you to be the marketing manager, and I'm going to be hiring some employees. I want you to teach them everything, because I know this is what you're best at. And he might say, well, I've been working in sales for so long. It's your job to delegate and say, listen, I see your numbers with marketing. They're a lot better than sales. I think you should take the opportunity right now and increase your marketing efforts, because I feel that's where you're at. That's where you're best at. I feel that's where your natural talent is at. That's where your strength is at. And that's how great leaders accomplish putting people in their positions. That's where you're best at. Listen, I feel as if you're talking to an employee and maybe they're working the front desk customer service, and then maybe you want to tell her, I feel that you're better out on the floor instead of the front desk. I feel that instead of answering phone calls and talking to people right here in the front desk sitting down, I feel that you're much better out on the floor because of the way you communicate. Your eye contact is way better, and we could have anybody else in the customer service rep, but we need you out on the floor. You're a great value to our team, and I feel that we're wasting your talent. And maybe give them a raise for being such great talent. So be a good delegator and put people where they're supposed to be, because I'm not the best customer service rep. I'm not the best marketing manager. But I'll tell you what, I try to be the best leader, and I try to tell you exactly where you should go. And last but not least, initiative. Every great leader has initiative. They have an idea and they take action upon it almost instantly. Almost instantly. They always have many ideas going through their head a lot of the times, and they pick the one that works and they take action upon it. It says right here, a leader should work to be the motivator and initiator. He or she must be a key element in the planning and implementing of new ideas, programs, policies, events, etc. You want to be there when people are forming and creating everything. You want to have the input. As a matter of fact, you want to have more than the input. You want to be the motivator, the reason why people are still inspired to do this, the reason why people are still there in the first place. And you just wanna continue taking initiative, because you have to act like you're doing it by yourself, even though you're not. But you need to let people know that even if they weren't there, you would do it by yourself. And then when people can see this in your eyes. So when people do see this, they're still going to follow you. The minute you let go of the idea that if people stop and you stop, people will leave. You need to act as if, whether or not they're there or not, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. You're going to be there. You're going to be the motivator. You're going to be the inspirer. You're going to be the one telling people what's best for them, because they're looking out for you. They're coming to you with their problems. They're coming to you with their ideas that they think will make the company better. And they know you. They know that if it's a great idea, you will change your mind. So that's why they keep coming. And the only reason why they keep coming is because they know that you're respectful of their ideas. You don't turn them down all the time. And I'm not saying not to say no or be a yes man, because that's the total opposite of what a leader is. A leader says no a lot, okay? I'm just saying that you're respectful of people's ideas. That's why they keep coming back to you. They know that even though you don't have your full resources for the idea, they know that you'll find a way to implement it if it's a great idea. Right? So just to go over again what we went over right now is a great leader is proactive. He's always moving, he's always on the go. He's 3 steps ahead. He's great at chess, and he always wants to be on top of it, on top of problems before they arise, because he'll take them down, shut them down before they even have a life. You want to be flexible and adaptable to new situations, and not let your emotions get the best of you if something goes wrong, and you just adapt and you fix it, because you're flexible. You know things happen. You're a good communicator. You're a great communicator. You know how to express your ideas, and you're a great listener, because you cannot communicate without listening. You offer options of what people are giving you, and you lead them in the right direction. That's what a good communicator does. He doesn't talk all the time about random stuff. He talks about what the people want to hear based on what they've told you, and based on the options that you give them, they'll reason with options. You'll see this. You're a great delegator. They'll see this, and then you lead them in the right direction, because they come back to give you their feedback, and you just continue doing that. You're respectful of others. You treat others with respect, ultimate respect, no matter what. Be a respectful person, and you will get respect back. And they have quiet confidence. They're always sure of themselves, but they're very humble. They're very enthusiastic. The excitement is just contagious. They understand this, so when they give their presentations, when it's a big thing that they need to get accomplished, and like just a whole bunch of people, like they're there, they're excited, and it's not that. That's just weird. You know what I'm saying? It's very controlled enthusiasm. You could hear it in the words, in the way you speak, and not only in the tonality of your voice, but if you listen, the words, the consistency of what you're saying, it just inspires people. Simply put, they're open-minded. They're always going to consider all the options at hand to make the best decision, not for them, but for the people, for the company, for the benefit of the organization, like a CEO would do. They're resourceful. They always work with what they have. They don't wait for the right technology, for the right software, for the right machinery, for the right people, for the amount of money they think they need, for the right location, for right environment, right time, the right market. They don't wait for any of that stuff. They use what they can based on knowledge, based on knowledge of what they know, and they continue moving forward. They fix things as they go. You want to be rewarding to your people when they do a right job, a good job. You're a praise seeker. Whenever they do something of value and you notice it, some people may not notice it, but you did. And you just tell them, that's a great job. You did a good job. You should do that more often, or maybe give them a raise, or actually don't necessarily take that into account. Giving people raises just because they do a good job doesn't necessarily mean they're going to continue doing a good job. There's a great book on this called Drive. Sometimes what people want is just appreciation, not the raise. There's tests done that when you give people raises, they actually slow down. They do. So sometimes they just want praise and like a culture, a family, like kind of thing. That's what really gets them going. So it's not always about money, guys. Well, they're very well educated. They know their company. They know the ins and outs. They know about themselves. They're very self-aware. They know about their people more than they know themselves sometimes in the job. And they just know everything from the policies to the employees. They're very open to change. They understand that not everything is going to stay stagnant forever. They understand that some things will eventually not work in the right market with the right people. Sometimes with the right product or whatnot. They're willing to change. They're willing to change at a call's notice. And they're always interested in feedback. They always ask their chairs, their members, like about how it is that they're acting, how it is that they're doing, not acting, but their decisions. Is it okay? Like, do you guys think I should do something more, or do you guys think that I should tone down a bit, or am I making the right choices or whatnot, or how am I making you feel to the employees, or how do you think we're leading in the right direction? And all this stuff is great. It's probably the best one that we've talked about, because without this, you're only going to be focused on the actions that you put, but you don't really see this happening throughout the day. You don't have a camera view of yourself while you're doing things, so you only know so much of how you do things. Other people are watching you all the time, so you ask them, how are you performing or whatnot, and then based on their feedback, you can improve. Just by that, just improve. They're very organized. Leaders are very organized, and they're prepared for meetings. They're prepared for presentations and events, and they're confident that their people will be prepared just as much as they are. It's extremely important to be organized. I don't think you can create anything without being organized. Can you imagine a building being built with bricks popping out of different sides and just like, and if you ever did see something like that, it's probably still organized in its own way. You want to be consistent. You want to be consistent. You want people to be confident and know that you're going to be there no matter what, that you're consistent. That even if they fail, you're there to help them win, to help them get back up. Without your leadership being consistent, people will just lose confidence in you, and when that happens, you start losing trust and the whole downward spiral, and you don't want that for your company. Be consistent, or give up your leadership position. You want to be a delegator, you want to find the right people for the right job. All right, and you just want to lead people in the right direction. You want to improve people's strengths and make their weaknesses invisible. Whatever their weaknesses are, make them invisible. Improve their strengths. And you know, last but not least, they have initiative. They take action. They're motivators. They're inspirers. They're there at the events. They're there at the project meetings. They're there for presentations. And they're the reason why people are there for. They know that people need some inspiration for these type of things. And just by them being there, being part of the project presentation, adding some input, the project skyrockets 10x plus at least. Because without them, it'd be pointless. It'd be like where's the direction? Because you're the visionary. You're the vision. Sometimes a leader and a visionary are two different things. But if you're like Steve Jobs, you're a visionary and you're a leader. Guys, that's all I got to say for you guys today. Start practicing these leadership steps. Please. Proactive, flexible, good communicator, respectful, quiet, confident, enthusiastic, open-minded. You're resourceful, you're rewarding, you're well-educated, you're open to change, you're interested in feedback, you're organized, you're consistent, you're a delegator, and you're the initiator. Guys, take care. This is Danny Carmona. Continue on with your leadership.